Today we are going to explain a very interesting survival movie. The story is set on the European island of Malta. It shows how a man went out to see the sea, and how he gets trapped on the same sea. At the beginning of the film we see a man. He was very fond of adventure. He wants to go fishing in the sea. He's coming out on a small boat. In the sea he feels a strange silence. Slowly he reaches the sea and sees the fog. Joey gets a little nervous, but then he thinks that's what May came to see. So how do you get scared? Thinking about it, he moves on. Everything goes well, but suddenly his boat hits something. Then he sees that his boat has collided with a huge yacht. He is surprised to see that the yacht is sailing in the middle of the sea, but its engine is off and there is no sailor on it. And there is no human in sight. Joe sounds like there's someone inside, but then he decides to go in. And before he leaves, he ties his little boat to the yacht so that it does not drift away. When he gets inside the yacht, he finds a book. It looks like someone has just read it. Joe goes down and sees that there is a very magnificent cabin. There was a bed on the bed, as if someone had just got up. He is convinced that there must be someone in this yacht. She went to the bathroom, but no one was there. His eyes turn to a radio, and he also contacts the helplines that a yacht is moving in the water and there is no one in it. If anyone knows anything, contact me. But he doesn't have an answer. He starts to go back to Joe after doing his best on his behalf. Only then he sees that his boat, which he had tied to the yacht, he's missing now. Joe is terrified. That's where the boat ended. He looks everywhere, but the boat is nowhere to be seen. Now Joe thinks, I need to be afraid. I've got such a big yacht in its place. When the engine starts up, I'll be on my way. The engine starts, but it doesn't start. Joey looks at the compass, but it's also broken. He tries to calculate that by extracting a map that is where, but then the fog is removed, and now Joe can see clearly. That yacht is lost somewhere in the sea. He doesn't understand anything. Suddenly he heard the sound of someone running. He's terrified because he'd seen it well. And there was no one there. He looks down again, but the door to the bathroom is locked. Joe sounds like, why are you playing games with me? Whoever you are, get out. He opens the door to the bathroom, but no one is there. Now he thinks he's going to make it. He says, I need to calm down. Thinking about it, he goes up again. The engine does not run yet. He then thinks that this yacht can also be driven by sails. He then opens the cradle and sets it in the right direction. Now he's convinced there's a way out. Now the yacht begins to move faster. Now she's happy with everything. But now he realizes that the yacht is going round and round instead of going in the direction of the wind. So he becomes very upset. He's now fixing the engine. And then the engine starts. And now he's happy again. Even after a long time, there is no place to see. Joe doesn't even know where this yacht is going. The device wasn't working. He's getting tired and going up again. That's when the yacht's sails hit him, and he begins to fall into the sea. He then grabs the yacht and escapes. He doesn't understand how Paul got out when he was tied up. It comes up very hard. Now he's afraid of Paul. Now he goes to the bathroom, but when he starts to leave, the door locks itself. He's worried about what to do now. He tries to open it, but it doesn't open. The bathroom has a small cupboard, which is a scissor, and there are bloodstains. The cupboard. Joe is very frightened. Maybe there was someone else like him, and it was his blood. Still daring, Joe takes out the screw with the help of scissors, but still the lock does not open. He's angry now, but his bad time has begun. He sees a cargo ship approaching quickly. The cargo ship contacts that quickly change the directions of your yacht. Otherwise our ship will collide with your yacht, which may cause you harm. Joe is now breaking down the door. He pulls a cloth out of the bathroom window, but it's nothing more than that. He now realizes that it is not so important to contact this ship. Now he has to get his yacht out of the way. It had to be stopped somehow. He puts out his hand, pulls out a rope, and gently slams the rope into the yacht's propeller so that it stops in this way. His idea succeeds, and the yacht comes to a halt. And then someone knocks on the door. Joey hurries to the door, and suddenly the rope snaps around his neck. It also makes it difficult to breathe. He pulls out a rope with the help of a hook. He's very worried now. When Joey looks out, he finds his yacht with great difficulty leaving the side of the ship. And he is saved. Joey was very nervous about what to do. He sleeps for a while. He didn't know what to see anymore. The yacht is damaged by the impact of the cargo ship, which brings water in. When he wakes up, he sees that the yacht is running without a propeller. Paul is still out. I didn't know where the yacht was going. He somehow pulls the rope of the pal. That's why Paul closes, and the yacht stops. It's very difficult. He's also thirsty. He takes a few drops of water from the shower. Then there is another problem. Joe makes some strange noises, like cutting a rope on top. Joe pulls the rope and sees that the rope is cut, and the rope of the palin is also cut, and the yacht begins to move again. What a strange yacht that's getting into trouble one after the other. He's disappointed now. And then the water comes in. When a person drinks water, it is drinking water. Now he's very angry, because he was thirsty for so long, and now a psycho is pouring water. And here's where Joe makes a mistake. He needs to drink water. But instead of drinking water, he cries, "I know. There's a psycho on this yacht playing this dirty game with me. He said I don't need water." And the next second the water goes back, and the Joe is left thirsty. Then the water begins to flow again. When he is happy and starts drinking water, this time it is salty water. Now his anger subsides, and he is afraid that if the yacht comes to water, he will drown there. He doesn't want to lose courage, and he starts throwing out water from a glass kept there. And now it starts to get dark, and we see that a dangerous storm is about to hit the sea. At the same time, heavy rain begins. The yacht is moving very badly, which also causes a lot of injuries to Joe. At that moment, Joey makes up his mind and gets an idea. He pulls out a shaving blade and takes his hand out of the hole and starts to cut the rope of the sail, but the rope was too thick, and the yacht was not even stopping in one place. Still, after continuous efforts, he finally succeeds in cutting the rope. His hands are very injured. Cutting the rope causes the sails to fall and reduces the yacht's buoyancy. The bad night is over, and by the morning the storm was over, but the yacht is still full of water, and the water reaches Joe's throat. He feels a lot of pain and discomfort, but he still knocks on the door. Then there's the sound of the door opening, but the door still doesn't open, because it was full of water. He kicks the door again with all his might, and then the door opens. He thinks the yacht will sink due to so much water coming in. Then he pulls out the door to the bathroom, and builds a small boat out of some things on the yacht. He also takes some essentials and food and water for himself. Now he begins his journey. Going some distance away, he sees the yacht that even after getting so much water, it is not sinking. He then thinks that it is better for me to try to fix the yacht than to go on this small boat. Then I can get to my destination. Maybe it was because I was afraid the yacht looked strange. But if it wasn't for last night, I wouldn't be alive. With that thought, he returns to the yacht. He begins to fix the small damages of this yacht himself. Now he sees the whole cabin without fear. It has a battery and motor. He connects the two and pulls out all the water. He then tries to contact the device again. He just didn't want to lose courage. He climbs up to tie the sails, and sees a cruise parked in the distance. He's glad he's saved now. He goes out on his little boat. He's halfway through watching the cruise is now underway. Joey tries to fire his flare gun, but it was useless by begging for water. He says that no matter what happens, I can't lose courage no matter how I have to go on this cruise. Joe is going to do everything he can. But that's when the yacht shows its true form. In this case, neither the engine works nor the sail. But still the dangerous yacht comes full speed towards Joe and starts to kill him. But then Joe jumps into the water. It seems she won't let go of yacht Joe. And Joey starts to walk around. But Joe does not give up. He says that he will not go on this yacht if he loses his life in the water. It was just the water that made him feel that there was something in the water. He gets scared and sees that there are dolphins in the water. He calms down after seeing them, but suddenly all the dolphins start to leave. It's like they're running away from fear. They actually run away in fear of this dangerous yacht. And then there's Joe. He seems to be calling her. Joe was frozen like ice, and he had no choice but to go on the yacht. The poor man comes back to the same yacht and sleeps on it with a blanket. The next morning when he wakes up, he goes to open the door of the cabin, but what happens is what he feared. The door was locked. He was very worried. Now she's going to the bathroom. The door had already been broken down. He sees a secret door. Joe had been locked in here for hours, but he hadn't noticed the door. Joe somehow opens the door and sees that there is a secret place, and there is a lot of necessary stuff inside. What's the truth? There's a psycho living here with me. There are so many thoughts in his mind. He goes to that place and sees that the door there is also locked. Now Joe says he'll get stuck a million times, but he'll get himself out of here. He now sees that the yacht is going somewhere fast. Joe is terrified. Just then he sees that the yacht has stopped at a place. He screams, "Please do it now, and let me get out of here." And then something happens that we didn't expect. The yacht comes to a stop, and then all the doors open automatically. Joe steps out of the secret place and looks around because he was sure that there was someone here who was bothering him. But there is no one else here. He's afraid to open the door again. Now he's very angry. There he finds the man who tormented him so much. But then he is shocked to see that the yacht is now going back. It's like someone is driving it. He was very afraid after all this. Then his own little boat arrives that was lost. Now the yacht was lost at sea. There was no one on the boat. The yacht was the only one possessed who was playing this game of death with Joey. And then the movie ends. How do you feel about today's story? To see more videos, like, share and subscribe to our channel.